bit of a roller coaster qualifying cycle. Now that you have a little bit of time to look back on that whole thing, how are you feeling about where it is right now?
Yeah, I think ultimately, you're going to deal with adversity, and we saw examples of that in all three games. You felt the pressure brewing in the last game, at halftime, but the boys responded with a good second half. And look, at the end of the day, when you're playing on the road, it's not going to be pretty, and you have to embrace that it's not going to be pretty, and play up to the intensity that the other team is playing with.
You hear a lot about how intense Concacaf qualifying is. I mean, did it live up to the hype? I mean, what was it like for you going down there and getting that experience?
Yeah, it was extra special for me, obviously with El Salvador and playing against my little brother. And obviously, I might be a little biased, but man, the El Salvador atmosphere was incredible. It was a World Cup atmosphere, from the national anthem to some of the plays that the Salvadorian players made. The fans really egged them on, and that's what you want. That's what qualifiers are about. And like I said, we talk about embracing it, and that was a moment I think that we could have done better, and we took it on the chin and tried to move on. And that's the tough and good thing about qualifiers. There's always one more game, and hopefully you can get a good response from the boys.
What was it like playing against Alex? I mean, you guys have done that before, I guess, but it's been a little while.
Yeah, it was extra special. Obviously, playing against him in a professional setting, international setting, in a World Cup qualifier, and I thought he was probably the best player on the field. To be honest, he was really good for El Salvador, and it was extra special seeing him at left back, knowing that I was going to play right back, but also at the same time I knew he knows my game. So it was a good battle at the end there. But like I said, I think he's gonna become a better player because of the things that he's putting himself through, um, and I expect El Salvador to do well.
Christian, I don't know if it's a stretch run here, but there's 12 matches left in the season. Where do you see your team right now? I mean, this you got a nice little break here to kind of recharge. What do you see from the squad?
Yeah, I think staying on top of the Western Conference is a must. We see the playoff bracket, and there's a bye week there, and you get a lot of rest from if you get first place in your conference. And secondly, we want to push New England. Secondly, New England is doing extremely well, and things can change really fast if they get a bad result and we get a good one. And so pushing them to the limits, and hopefully we'll finish first in the West and do our job against New England.
Are we too early to talk about a stretch run or a playoff look? Are you looking? I mean, I know it's 12 matches, so that's maybe 6 weeks or something like that. Right?
Yeah, certainly. We want to go on this run as much as possible, with as many games as possible, but also playing extremely well. Sometimes we don't get a result, and we play well, but it's about getting results. This is the time to do so. And at the same time, there's a lot of breaks in between, with national team breaks, with guys leaving, coming back. So it's going to be difficult, and we're going to need every single guy on our roster. So if we're going to do this run, we're going to need everybody on our roster to do so.
Christian, 2 games against Minnesota this year, 2 very different results. How do you guys prepare for Minnesota this time around, having them back here at home?
Well, I would say the game that we played them here was difficult. It took a João Paulo screamer to really open up the game, and they're going to be a compact team, and they're going to be difficult to play against. Obviously, we had our first loss of the season against them, and Adrian does a really good job of motivating their team. So, we expect a dogfight. We expect a really compact team that may play on the counter, and we just have to be prepared mentally when we lose the ball to be in good spots to break those guys down.
You mentioned that the first loss of the season came to them. Do you guys talk about that? How you want to get revenge because they gave you the first one?
Not necessarily revenge, but I would say we left that game with the sour taste in our mouth, and I believe it might have been the first loss that we've ever had against Minnesota as well. For us, it's about getting back to winning ways. Even losing against Portland has that. We still have that sour taste in our mouth. So, getting back onto the pitch and winning at home. We haven't done so this year. We need to continue to make this place a fortress.
In terms of being at home, you're practicing out here today. What advantages does that give being here as opposed to down at Starflower?
Well, I think for some players that haven't seen the pitch, it's important for those guys to understand what it's going to play like. And we haven't had a game in 10 days or so. So getting back onto the pitch and seeing how it plays is really important. But we're all excited and we expect a big game from our team.
Cristian, tu experiencia jugando con la selección nacional en estadios de fuera de Estados Unidos y tu experiencia jugando en contra de tu hermano.
Sí, me fue muy bien, la verdad. Jugué en los 3 partidos como suplente, pero son experiencias que ya tengo en mi vida y bueno, sentí que Alex jugó muy bien en el juego contra El Salvador y fue bien emocionante, yo creo, para mi familia y un placer jugar contra él y batallando por la pelota con él.
¿Qué tan difícil fue jugar en estadios que están fuera de Estados Unidos?
Sí, es muy complicado. Los eliminatorias afuera de casa siempre va a ser así, difíciles, mucha emoción. Los equipos de casa juegan muy bien y la afición es muy buena, pero nosotros sentimos que tenemos la confianza de ganar en esos partidos y vimos eso en el segundo tiempo del partido contra Honduras.
¿Con esta generación de jugadores crees que la selección va a calificar para el Mundial?
Sí, yo pienso que sí. Tenemos un equipo muy grande con jugadores que pueden ser titulares de 1 a 25 y la verdad necesitas eso, especialmente cuando estás jugando 3 partidos en una semana.
Ref ended up blowing the whistle early, but who won the duel between you and Alex?
I won it for sure. I didn't think it was a foul. Unfortunately, it was called back, but the fact that we didn't hear the whistle shows how crazy the environment was, how loud it was. And at the end of the day, like it was such a unique moment, I think, for us. But Alex will tell you differently.
And then what will you do with the jersey? You guys did the jersey swap on photos. What would you do and kind of what did that mean at the end?
Yeah, I think one day I want to frame all the jerseys and put them up in my home, and that's going to be one of my first jerseys to put up for sure.